go live?
Yeah.
So, 6.
Good evening, everyone. I see only 2 people here. Who are those 2 people? Let's see. Please reply in your live chat so that I can see who are attending the class. Okay, I see no response. Now the count is up to 6. Professor Babu Reddy. Thank you, sir. So let us all begin. Welcome to Genesis Training, online refresher course, people. I'm Dinesh Pathiban. I'm going to be handling this class. So in online refresher course, from this week, we are going to be talking about or discussing things or learning new things about verbal ability. So in this 15 hours plan for verbal ability, we are going to begin with today's class. There is subject verb agreement, followed by error spotting, sentence correction, verbal analogy, reading comprehension, one word substitution, sentence completion and improvement. It also includes sentence formation as well, parajumbles, clause test and passage, articles and preposition, tenses, speech and voice. We'll be also discussing about few basic grammar points, grammar topics that you need to understand. So if you take verbal ability, there are 2 parts in it. Like the fundamental part is your basic grammar, like tenses, parts of speech, voice, speech, direct speech, indirect speech, degrees of comparison. Everything constitutes to basic grammar. But no company directly asks you what is what. What do you mean by noun? What do you mean by verb? Degrees of comparison. They are not going to ask you definitions of these things. The application comes in these topics. Almost all the companies right now ask error spotting and sentence correction, because to find and identify the error and correct it, you need to be aware of basic English concepts, grammars. So that is where our class comes in. In today's class, we are going to speak about subject verb agreement. For this 15 days, sorry, yeah, roughly 15 days. Each day we are going to spend 1 hour in verbal. How we are going to train you on verbal ability within 1 hour? So, first we are going to be solving only company specific questions. Then, whenever we see a question, we are going to explain or teach you some rules and tips and tricks to solve this question easily. After that, you will be given few quizzes to take part and complete. So, we already have a Telegram channel, the link is in the description. To take part in the quiz, please follow our Telegram channel. So, when we talk about quiz, let me tell about the Quant's quiz report for last class. Only 13 has taken the test. So, I think the view is around 1000, but still only 13 people have taken it. If you don't practice, it will become difficult for you. So please take part in the quiz. This is like a practice ground. If you increase the number of practice you have, you can easily solve the interview questions. So please follow the pattern, people. So quiz practice is very important. Coming back to our today's topic, subject-verb agreement. As you can see on the screen, we have subject-verb agreement in the top, followed by a branch, noun and verb connected by a line using rules. I thought pictorially we can say something about this. If you understand what this means, please comment. I'll wait for your comment for 30 seconds. I think there is a little bit of delay in our live. It's alright, people. I have 26 views right now, so let me proceed. Subject verb agreement is the basic of writing any sentence. You already know noun that is in the beginning of the sentence becomes a subject. If it is at the end, it becomes an object. What you're going to speak about becomes the subject. For example, you can talk about water bottle. You can talk about a city like Melbourne. You can talk about a state. You can talk about a country, comes under place. You can also talk about a person who has a name like Dinesh, like Arjun, like Akshay. You have a lot of names. So, if we have these kind of subjects, what can be the verb? We already know, or we'll look into the rule now. What are the rules? If a noun is in certain format, what can be the verb? So these rules must be followed to practice proper usage of grammar. So there are many rules in subject-verb agreement. I have shortlisted only few things so that we can have a basic understanding. If you look at rule number 1, singular subject, plural subject. So let me explain that. What we can call singular, let's say name of an object like smartphone. So singular because it does not have a, yes, So the basic understanding of it begins with this. So if you have any noun plus if you add s to it, it becomes plural. Excuse me. At the same time, we need to apply this for verb as well. So verb, we can add s, sometimes es, sometimes ies. So what this makes us verb singular form. So first we need to know this, because most people make a mistake when it comes to singular and plural. This is simply rule number 1. Let's see an example. For example, bird, birds. We have singular, we have plural. Now let me tell you, if I am going to introduce a verb that is fly, we have two forms, fly, flies. So what should I use for singular subject? So simple understanding, this is plural, this is singular because it has s. So when the noun is singular, verb should also be singular. That is rule number 1. So bird, flies, high, birds, fly, high. So this can be applied for any noun. For example, you can go with car, cars. So car, driver drives. Car is singular, so verb should be singular. Car drives. Cars drive. So you have to understand both these are singular. Noun is singular, verb is also singular. Here both of it is plural. This is your rule number 1. So rule number 2, compound subject. Compound subject is nothing more than when you have two words connected using a connector conjunction called and. Let's assume the classic example, bread and butter. The verb I am going to give you is are. His favorite breakfast. What can be the answer? So it depends on how you consider the noun. Is it first noun and second noun? No. So some compound words, example, let me tell you. Bread and butter, let's say lock and key. Common examples, hide and seek. So these are collectively used as or identified as one word. This is case number 1. When these kind of words comes, for example, let's say warrantor. So these have a peculiar meaning. For example, bread and butter has a separate meaning. Even if you consider it as dish, favorite item to eat, then we can call it one dish. It is not two different things. Both of it combines to make one dish. You can say idli sambar, something like that, buri and masal. Here lock and key means protected, or to protect, to safeguard. Hide and seek, you always know, you can play it. Warrantor is called depreciation, damage caused due to regular usage. So these are considered case 1, where two words are combined using connector and has one word, one meaning. Then we can go with singular verb. Let me show you one example here. Warrantor is expected when you drive rash. So here I am using is because the noun is considered 1. These are called compound subjects. In case 2, you can ask, so what about names? Nouns are basically names, right? Let's say Ram and Ravi are playing together. Now tell me, what can be the answer? It cannot be singular because we have Ram, one person, one noun, Ravi, another person with a name. So two persons connected with coordinative conjunction, and so it needs to be plural, because here when it becomes two nouns with coordinative conjunction, it is always plural, because a name of a place, person cannot be combined. This is the reason we are going with plural. So whenever you see compound subject, that is more than one subject using a connector, you have to think and then answer. So whether it has single meaning or it has two different person or place, or it can be an object, any name that cannot be combined. Here it can be combined. So two different person can be combined using different conjunctions. For example, if I say Ravi or Raju, now we have a choice. This is called subordinative conjunction. So About this, we will talk a little further, little later actually. So, here if I am giving you is, are, what are you going to choose? Ravi or Raju is my friend. Here, is the correct option because you have option one or other. So when you want to pick one, Ravi is my best friend, Raju is my best friend, Ravi or Raju is my friend. So here it cannot be are. Are is can be used when Ravi and Raju. This is inclusive. So this is called coordinative conjunction. I hope you understood this because compound subject, most of the examples can be from compound as well. So rule number 3, pronoun, basic parts of speech. You might have heard this often. Common pronoun subjects: I, we, you, they, he, she, excuse me, I, we, you, they, he, she, it. We already know that these are all singular subject. This needs to be plural. For example, you can ask I, how can it become singular? Now try to write this sentence. I play cricket. For example, he plays. For example, you can say you play. So why you and I are considered plurals? For this, you need to understand the verb. So the meaning of the sentence is very simple here. Let me explain. When I say I play, this automatically implies I do play. When I write he plays, this plays is play plus does, so that it takes a singular form. So here I do is correct, so we are going with plural because I can have two different meanings, you and me. This is the reason why I will always remain plural in present. So pronoun has different forms. The one we discussed so far is subject. We have object. We have adjective. We have possessive, and we also have reflexive. So this we already know: I, we, you, they, he, she. I'm sorry, just excuse me. sorry, coming back to pronoun, we have different types. So when it begins with the subject, we have seen what form it takes. If it is an object, we are not going to worry about it. If it is possessive, we are not going to talk about it more. So the first one we talked about was definite pronoun. There are different types. The second one is indefinite. Why we call this definite and indefinite? Anybody? If it is definite, we know the gender, we know whether it is a subject, object, adjective, is it a possessive pronoun, is it a reflexive pronoun. For example, if you want, let me give you a few examples of these pronouns. For example, I is a subject pronoun. If I'm writing it at the end of the sentence, I did this work. If I want to change it, the work is done by me. If I'm going to talk about it as a adjective, then I'm going to say my work. If I'm going to be claiming that work belongs to me, then I'm going to be using the possessive pronoun mine. If it is reflexive, I'm going with myself. I did the work myself without the help of others. So definite pronouns always has some kind of category that we can relate. For example, gender, like he, she, it, we can say. Gender based pronoun, you would have come across this. Please call me she, her, he, him. You would have come across this recently in social media as well. So we know who we are talking about. For example, whenever I say you, we know I'm talking to you. If I say they, you're not including yourself. If I say we, I'm also a part of that group. So we know who we are talking about, who we are addressing. That is why it becomes definite. So this is the opposite of definite, indefinite pronoun. Here we don't know whom we are talking about. Number of persons, the gender, we don't know anything. Example, everyone in the online class. Someone in the class can respond. No one in the class is responding. Anybody can respond in my class. So everyone, everybody, someone, somebody, no one, nobody are the common indefinite pronouns. We can also use interrogative pronouns like whose chair is this? Who do you think you are? Where do you think you are coming from? How dare you? Then again, if it is representing a person, it becomes an indefinite pronoun. Whose, possession, who, person. Again, whenever you see these, you have to react with verbs, singular. Whenever you see this kind of indefinite pronoun, it will always remain singular. Let me show you an example. Everybody has, have, own expectations. Can someone in the class answer this? Everybody is singular or plural? Which one is singular and which one is plural here? I see no text from the live chat. Come on, people, show some kind of participation. So singular, everybody has. If I'm going to use have, it needs to be a plural. For example, I have, it is correct. Even though this is a definite pronoun, this represents plural, so I'm going with plural verb. So this is a noun, also called as subject. This is a verb. So let's go back to the next rule, collective noun. So collective noun is a beautiful topic in noun. What you can call a group of things. It can be a living, it can be non-living. So commonly known. Thank you creators for the answer. Has, very good. So a group of non-living things collectively called as collective noun. We already know this, I think. Pride of lions. So when a lion is in pack, if you have more than one, more than two, they're just laying down, hunting or anything, we always call that pride. For example, if you see a group of dogs, it is called a pack of dogs. This can be applied also for wolves. A pack can also be used for a pack of cats. If I have different things, I can use different collective noun. So commonly known, you should also know flock, herd. These are all commonly known collective noun. If you know more collective noun, please let me know. If we have Drake is an interesting word. If you want to find the meaning, please. I want you to find the collective noun for this one. A group of fishes. If anybody can find it, please let me know. This is an interesting word. So let me go back to the next round. Next rule, countable and uncountable. So the things you can count are called countable. Things you cannot count are uncountable. Simple as that, right? So countable noun answers the question, how many are there? How many are there in life? That is countable, right? I can just see a number and count. What are the things I cannot count? How much interest you have. So countable things are easily called how many. It answers the question how many. We can have number of things. Here we cannot have number of. This is a basic definition of countable, not countable. So for uncountable things, let's say we cannot count air, but we have unit of measurement for it. Right? Anybody know the unit of measurement for air? I think for height everybody will say. I think everybody can say for weight. So centimeter, inch, so on. Weight, kilograms, grams, pound, etc. So you have to know if it is a countable noun, let's say 10 apples, what you should use. Is it singular or plural, anybody? If you know the answer, please let me know. I'm going back. When we come to the countable question. I'll ask you this question again. 10 apples, singular or plural? You have to respond to it. Now going back to the rule, the last rule is number of. This is a very interesting rule. You have two forms in it. A number of, let's go with apples. Number of apples, the number of apples, which can be considered singular and which can be considered plural. This is the last. Let me explain. This is plural always. Whenever you see a number of, go with plural. You'll be correct most of the times. But it depends on the noun at the end. Here also. But whenever you see number of, you can always go with singular. Most of the times you will be right. Again, this also depends on the noun at the last. Now you can ask me, why apples is plural here? It is also plural here. Why you are going with something? The number of apple, can I ask the number of apple? No. Because we need to know the number exactly. Yeah, apple sounds good. So the number of is a little bit different. It depends on the things like here apples. Is it countable? Finite? Or infinite? This we need to assure. So when you get into this countable, apples is easily countable, you will know. But can you count all the apples in the world? The answer is yes, by the way. Similarly, if you're talking about a number of students in the online class, again, countable. So it depends whether it is finite or infinite. Most of the times it will remain finite. So most of the times this rule, a number of apples will be plural, the number of apples will be singular. So enough with the rules. Let us go to the first question. None. Can anybody answer what is meant by none? None but yourself. Can dash a mental breakdown. Sorry, this is a TCS question paper, by the way. Your options are help you during, helps you during, help one during, help you at. We have a timer. Let's give 30 seconds. Start. Creators, come on, you can answer. I have around 20 people, I think so. Okay, let me explain. When you have words like most, many, several, some, few, both, each, this will most probably will have plural verb. So here when you have none, you have none, that is no one. You have no one, that is first noun, but yourself. This is second noun. So if you take this as plural, then you have help you during, helps you during, help one during, help you at. So the right option is help you. Because we have two nouns, so no one but yourself can help you during a mental breakdown. Yourself can helps you is wrong because this is singular. We don't want singular here. Yourself can help is the better answer. You have your explanations given below. You is a plural subject, thus it takes a plural verb. So here the explanation given is you. We have seen the subject object form, right? Object is also you. Possession is your, yours. This is possession, this is adjective by the way. Reflexive is yourself. None but yourself. So based on you, here they have given help, plural. Second question. One or the other of those children dash the child. Okay, let me give you the options so that you can guess. Did beaten, had beaten, have bet. So everything is in the past. Now you need to know about the tense little bit and the word form little bit. You all know, I think, or I hope that you know the verb forms. Creators, thank you, help you during. Thank you for your answer. Here, one or the other of those children dash the child. Now you have to guess whether one or the other is singular or plural. You already know children is plural, right? So one or other is singular. So let me explain to you a little bit about the verb here. So beaten is the past participle form of beat. When I'm using beaten, it should be a perfect tense. There are two perfect tense, had, have. So here the word form is row, so let us eliminate that. Here also the word form is error, let us eliminate that. For example, did beat is the correct answer, have beaten is also correct. So here we have two options, perfect tense, had, have. So one is past perfect, another is present perfect. If you can decide on singular plural, we can easily go. Here when it is given one or other, we are talking about one person only. Even though the second subject children is plural, we are going to select only one. So we are going with singular. The answer is had beaten. Let me show you the answer and the explanation so that you can go through it. Though children is plural, use of one or other means singular. So it will take a singular verb. So have is plural. So there is no option for has beaten. So we are going with had beaten. Had can be used for both singular as well as plural. The past tense is had only. There is no change, so you are in safe side. Next question. 2/3 of the cake dash already eaten. Your options are was, were, had, would. Here would is a conditional verb, was is singular, were is singular, had is past, you have past for was, were, had, everything is in the past. Would is also conditional past only. So 2/3 of the cake, is it singular or plural? We are talking about cake, that is singular. It doesn't matter whether how much of the cake is eaten. Here the measurement given is 2/3, but we have eaten from the same cake. It is not 2 or 3 different cakes, only one cake. So 2/3 of the cake is a portion. So we are going with was. This is a very interesting question. Neither you nor your followers dash to behave during seminar. Here, neither nor is called correlative conjunction because it can relate between the two subjects. This is another rule. Let me give you the rule. Either plus noun plus are plus noun. In the same pattern, I can also use neither nor. I can also use not only plus but also plus. So followed by noun respectively. So whenever this happens, whenever you see this, you need to understand the meaning of this. When you have either or, the meaning is this or that. When you have neither nor, the meaning is not this, not that. Not only but also is inclusive. It includes both the noun. So it is talking about both. You need to know this first. So whenever you see this kind of pattern, then you should always check this second noun. So sometimes you can have only one subject. For example, either of my cars is are here. You can be asked a simple question like this with only one noun. So it depends on second noun or last noun or the nearest noun. The nearest is in the second half. So once you know this, then you can understand whatever the form of noun this is. If it is singular, we are going with singular verb. If it is plural, we are going with plural verb. In this sentence, I am showing you the options. Neither you nor your followers. Your followers is singular or plural. That is what you have to think about. If it is singular, what is the option? No or knows. If it is plural, followers, knows, no. Thank you, creators. Again, a wonderful answer. Your followers is plural because simply it has a yes at the end. And you know, verb cannot have a yes. If it has, it will become a singular. So knows how a singular. So we are going with the plural option. Know how. Know how is the answer. Let's check. Know how. While give me a second. While using neither nor, the subject is always plural, but it depends, people. Here, let's see. In this sentence, how many subjects are given? We have John, we have Jane, we have some countable years, 28 years old. Your options are Have turned, has turned, is turned, would be turned, sorry. Can someone say the answer? So, here you need to understand who loves Jane is not important. We are talking about one person, John. So, singular. The answer must be singular. So, John has turned 28 years old. That is the answer. If I have given something like John and Jane, then you can go for compound words. Here, who loves is a connector. So this person loves this one. So John is 28 years old as the correct. So we don't have singular is alone. We have turned with included verb. John, who loves Jane, has turned is the correct answer. John is singular. You can see the explanation. Let's go to the next question. Deepika is the only one of those movie stars who dash lived a very simple life. Here you have to know about the verb. Deepika is one. We are talking about the one person. Is the only one of those movie stars. Stars is plural. Who dash lived. So let's go with the options. Lived is in past. So let's hope we have past. Yeah. Has, have, had, none. The only thing in past is had. So what can be the answer? You need to underline or know this word first. Only one of those star. Who? We are talking about the subject Deepika. Deepika is singular, so we are going with has. Sometimes you can also go with had lived. It is also correct, but has is the exactly correct answer. Who refers in this case? You can see the explanation. Who refers in this case, not the only one, which is singular. Here we are going to see a new rule, that is as well as. This rule also includes, let's say, noun plus as well as plus noun. This rule exists only in this pattern. It can have different things like along with, different connectors, let's say, with, as, same as. When you have this kind of connectors, then you should think about only the first noun. This first noun, whatever the form is, singular or plural, verb will depend only on this. So whatever is the noun form, it will be the verb form. So here in this question, the being human club, it is singular or plural. If you know that, now you are just going to compare it with the other foundation as well as Mere Foundation and Swachh Bharat Club dash to submit new constitution. Your options are need, needs, deserved, none. So I told you singular noun will always have singular subject, so needs is the answer. If you want, you can check the explanation below. Modifying comes after as well as modifies the subject but does not compound the word. That is the reason. One of Rita's brother. Here again we have subject, but we are talking about one of his or her brother dash an extra on Doraemon this week. Is, are, to, of. Here to and of are prepositions given to divert you. All you have to do is concentrate on the verb that you know, is, are. We are talking about singular, so we are going with singular verb is. This is the answer. After Rohit's murder, not only the suspects but also their witness dash have been called to the police station. So I think I have explained this rule earlier. Please, someone try to answer this. I'm waiting for your response, by the way. Your options are had, have, has, does. Please pay a little bit of attention to the tense as well. Creators have. For which question mark? Ma'am. Has, help you during, had, have. These are all your answers. If possible, please put the question number in the chat so that I can identify whether it is correct or not. Anil, thank you, has. How you think, Anil? Adarsh, had. I think Adarsh is playing safe. Had is for singular and plural. I can use it. No one is going to question me. Right, Adarsh? So here, not only but also rule applies. So the second noun here is witness, not witnesses. So there is no plural form here. It is singular. So we are going with the singular verb has. So if you want to talk about the tense, it is present perfect, excuse me. So the answer is has. Next question. We have 5 more minutes, people. Please hang on. OG gamer have. Okay, thank you. On Ankit's birthday, most of the Jews dash bad. You have to pay attention to the preposition as well, little bit. There it was used after. Here we are using on. Here the word you need to focus on is most of the Jews. If you can identify whether most of the Jews is singular or plural, you can easily identify the answer. Has, have, or, had, or. Has, have, had, or. What do you think is correct? I'll give you roughly 30 seconds, people. Come on, give me your answer. Come on. So the word is had. I think everybody is going with had. Okay. So had is good actually. Has. I don't know which question you are answering, people. Like Basu, Tukaram Rao. I don't know for which question you are answering. Please mention the name or question number. Sorry, name is not necessary. So we will discuss this on the next class about most, because we need to concentrate little bit on most. So few people have said has, few people have said had. Even I think had is right. So the next question, the final question of the day. The time starts now. Please pay attention and solve it. We have around 1 minute. Your options are has, have, had, none. Madhuri Dixit is the only one of those students who lived up to the potential described in the yearbook. When you answer, please mention the question number 11 and answer. Time is running, people. Come on. There is roughly a 30-second delay between you. In between us, actually. Anil has responded has. Adarsh has. Come on, people. Question number. Creators has. Had. I think we should have a tenses class, people. Next class we will have a tenses. Actually kidding you. Tomorrow you have a class on error spotting. Here the correct answer is, come on, has is the correct answer because only one. The students are plural here, but Madhuri Dixit is the only person we are going to consider. So has is the correct answer. So you need to focus on this, people. For tomorrow's class, we have error spotting. Please participate to know more about error spotting using basic grammar. We'll see a little bit more on tenses further. So again, please go through Telegram link. Please share it with your friends as well. You'll find a quiz link there. Please try to take part in it. We have few other rules asked. Few same kind of questions or pattern will be asked. So please, Likit had. Thank you, Likit. Thank you, Imperfect. Thank you, people, for attending this class. Please join tomorrow for error spotting class. Please don't forget to, I'm not going to say, I'm even tempted to say like, share and subscribe, but I'm not going to say it. Please check the description for Telegram link and take the quiz. We'll see who gets more marks, who gets all the answers correct tomorrow. Thank you, people.